The Divine Liturgy, Geronda. When the Divine Liturgy is celebrated, should there always be someone who will receive Holy Communion? Yes, because that's the main purpose of the Divine Liturgy. Even if only a few are ready, all the prayers refer to the faithful who will be receiving communion. For this reason, it is important that there be at least one person who will take communion. Of course, once in a while, there is no one. But that's beside the point. At least someone, even a small child, a baby, should receive communion. And when no one is available, then it is only for the priest to receive communion and commemorate the names of the living and the departed. But this should be the exception rather than the rule. We get to live through the events of the New Testament at every Divine Liturgy. The Holy Prothesis, Table of Oblation, is Bethlehem. The Holy Table is the Holy Sepulchre, and the Crucifix is Holy Golgotha. All of creation is sanctified by the Divine Liturgy through the presence of Christ. It is the Divine Liturgies that sustain this world. What God has given us is so awesome, and we are so unworthy of it. There are priests who live this awesome mystery at every Divine Liturgy. A priest once told me that a very simple and good priest used to say, "I have such a hard time during the catalysis, the consumption of the holy gifts at the end of the Divine Liturgy. My filthy tears fall into the chalice. I cannot contain them, and this makes me so upset." And he started weeping. So the other priest said to him, "Please, Father, ask Christ to grant me even a few of these filthy tears." Geronda. Why do you step down from the stacity when the priest says the prayers of preparation before the iconostasis, right before he enters the holy bema to put on his holy vestments? I step down because at that moment, as the priest is praying, God is sending him divine grace to rid him of his weaknesses and allow him to celebrate the Divine Liturgy. At this time, the faithful should also be praying with reverence so that they may receive grace. The Divine Liturgy begins with a proscomedy, the service of preparation, oblation of the holy gifts. It's amazing how God sometimes allows us to understand and experience the holy mysteries. When I was the ecclesiasticos, something happened to me. Once, as the priest was cutting the prosphorn, the offering bread, and saying the words, "As a sheep he was led to the slaughter," I heard the quivering of a lamb on the holy discarion. And again, when he said, "Sacrificed is the Lamb and Son of God, who takes away the sin of the world," I heard the bleating of a lamb coming from the Holy Prothesis. How awesome! This is why I tell priests not to prepare the proscomedy ahead of time and then do the rest symbolically. In other words, they should not cut the prosphorn earlier and then, when the moment comes, simply place the amnos, the lamp, upon the discarion. Rather, they should be making the actual incisions on the prosphorn as they are saying the words. As a sheep he was led to the slaughter. They should take the lance and sacrifice the lamb the moment they say, "Sacrificed is the Lamb of God." When the priest rings the little bell at a time of the proscomedy, and you are silently commemorating the names of people, your heart should participate in the pain of every soul you mention, living or departed. You should bring to mind all the different problems faced by people and then turn to those that you specifically want to mention and say, "For Maria, for Nicholas, Lord, you know their problems, please help them." The names that people give you should be commemorated during several Divine Liturgies. You can do 3 liturgies for some, 5 for others, and 1 for all of them. Why should some names be commemorated at all times and others, who may be in more need, not be commemorated at all? That's difficult for me to understand. Catholics, Jehovah's Witnesses, and so forth should not be commemorated at the divine prothesis. We cannot take out a portion for them or commemorate their names. What we can do is pray for their health and enlightenment, and even read the supplication service praying for them. Geronda. Some priests say that they would prefer not to celebrate the divine liturgy very often. They don't want it to turn into a routine. This is not right. A priest should not be making such statements. It is like saying, I don't visit my relatives often because I want them to miss me and give me a warmer welcome when they see me. Of course, it takes preparation to celebrate the divine liturgy. Holy Communion heals and sanctifies the person who struggles. But what help can it be to those who make no effort? If we don't try to change ourselves, how can Christ come and change us? Once in the cave of Saint Paisios, there lived an elder with 2 monks under his guidance. One was a higher monk, priest-monk, and the other a higher deacon, deacon-monk. One day the 2 monks went to a chapel to celebrate the divine liturgy. The priest was envious of the deacon and disliked him intensely because the deacon was smarter and more capable than he in every respect. But the deacon also did not help the situation with his rather arrogant manner. The priest was prepared, he had done all the necessary things, he had read the preparatory prayers for Holy Communion and so on. But unfortunately, he had left out the most important preparation, the internal preparation. He had not humbly confessed in order to expunge the malicious envy from his heart. Things that will not go away by simply changing our clothes and washing our face. And so, being only externally prepared, he approached the awesome and holy table to celebrate the liturgy. And then, guess what happened? Suddenly, as he was starting the proscomedy, he heard a loud noise. The holy Discarion moved away from the prothesis and disappeared. The liturgy could not go on. My mind tells me that, given their psychological condition, something terrible would have happened if God had not intervened. Geronda. If something happens during the divine liturgy, can it be interrupted? No, it cannot. When the divine liturgy is in progress, the priest cannot interrupt it, no matter what happens. Even if war is declared, he has to complete the liturgy. Even if the enemy is surrounding the church, the most he can do is hurry up and finish. God will help him finish, but one must trust in God and not be afraid. The celebrant of the Lord must be most watchful, pure, and exacting. This is because priests stand higher than angels. The holy angels cover their faces during the mystery of the Holy Eucharist, but it is the priest who, with his face uncovered, celebrates it.